the plate you are holding was from the pot because they see the mark. An excellent disher, if there's a word like that, you clean the edge of the plate and serve it well. You are making a cup of coffee. You don't give my cup run it over. The spirit of excellence help you know where to gauge it to. You are serving somebody water. You don't fill it to the brim. No. The spirit of excellence help you know where to stop. Not when somebody wants to drink water. Before you enter, my don't splash for his body. When Mary came with alabaster box, she broke it. She never thought of anybody. Listen to me. Giving is work. Let me say it again. Giving is work. If you have made up your mind to be a giver, circumstances should not be problem to you. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Whatever may be your task, work at it heartily from your soul as something done for the Lord. Whatever you are doing, do it as to the Lord. Whether anybody sees you or not, the Lord is seeing you. And when you are faithful in those things you are doing, do you know what? God, in his own mercy, will just give you favor. I pray for you that wherever you are struggling, wherever you are looking for help, may favor find you there. 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 Let me hear your powerful amen. Doing it as unto the Lord means it doesn't matter what people say you do. Whether anybody is there or not, you are serving God. You are serving. There is nothing wrong if they thank you, but if they didn't thank you, that should not be your problem. But the day God will tell you thank you, in your lifetime, that thank you won't expire. I read the story of a man, a poor man, who stopped going to church because of the attitude of some people and his family. He stopped going to church. Then after a while, on his route, a church was planted. And every time he looks at the church, he sees a cross. And he sees a man hanging there. So he looked, he said, this man would have gone through pains. Every day of his life, when he's passing there, he greets the man. Every day. And he became sick. Seriously sick. He was in hospital. After 3 days, a man walked into his bedroom, sick room, and said, for the past 3 days, you didn't stop by to check on me, so I decided to come check on you. He said, good morning. He said immediately the man told him good morning. Something flashed through him, and the man walked away. And the man who had been bedridden got up. When the nurses came, they ran. They thought it was his ghost. What happened? He said, a man said, for the past few days, I have not told him good morning because I used to tell him good morning. He came to tell me good morning. And when he said good morning, I stood up. Listen, when God says good to you, it doesn't matter what is bad, it becomes good. And that was how I was seeing, consistently telling him good morning. I'm sorry for the pain they caused you. I read the story of a young boy who the teachers have concluded cannot be nothing in life. The parents had changed him from one school to the other, so they took him to a Christian school. And the first day he entered school, they had chapel. You know, I don't even know how many schools still do chapel service again. They entered the place and he saw the same cross and an image. The boy said, these people must be very mean. What has this man done for them to hang him there? And while the leader was talking, he said, none of you is permitted to fail. The boy who used to fail in previous school, he came out with excellence. Hear me. The environment of failure may be around you, but the power to succeed is inside you. What you connect to determines what flows out of you. It doesn't matter how many people are dying around you. There is life inside of you. It doesn't matter how many people are falling. There is life inside of you. When you connect to what is inside of you, your environment will adjust. And the fourth semester, the boy came home with excellent result. And he told the story to his parents. He said, I can't fail. Seeing that man hanging there, I can't fail. What you look, what you see, determines what propels you to succeed. If you are tired of suffering and poverty, take your eyes off suffering and poverty and look forward to prosper. When you begin to see prosperity, when you begin to see great future, then you can break out from whatever that was holding you down. There is a place for you in destiny. You won't miss it. Do it as unto the Lord. In serving genuinely and doing it as unto the Lord, you must have to read personal commitment. Let me tell you this. Somebody like me, I'm a faithful friend. If I've made you my friend, genuinely, it doesn't matter what happens. I have had mechanics that in 5 years I didn't see them. One day they will just see me, I'll just come bam. Commitment means that distance don't stop your commitment. We have had many people, hundreds of children in this house that are outside the country that vow and swore, you will know you have son. You will know you have daughter. It's only 1 week. Those, some of them, 2 months. After that, no commitment again. Nothing. Nothing. Some don't even remember if they have anybody. And these are people that say, you are my father. How can you forsake your father because you are enjoying little things? Commitment. When you are committed to anything that is not your own but benefit others, then God will give you what you deserve. Let me say that again. When you are committed to make sure somebody succeeds in life, God will give you what will make you succeed in life. I thought you heard that. When you are committed and faithful to little things, to what belongs to another man, then God will give you what is your own. Let me close with Joseph again. The same Joseph 39. Oh, Genesis 39. Verse 20. And Joseph's master took him and put him in the prison, a place where the king's prisoners were bound. Is that in your Bible? And he was there in the prison. I can preach a message on he was there in the prison. The prison was not family house. The prison wasn't a vineyard. The prison is a place of complete limitation. The prison is a place where you are asked to sleep when you don't want to sleep. You are asked to wake up when you don't want to wake up. You are asked to eat when you don't want to eat. The prison is a place that you don't have your own time. You do as you are told. There are many people that circumstances have locked up as prisoners. Condition of life determines what to eat. Condition of life determines where they go. Condition of life determines who they talk to. But I've come to tell you today that unusual favor of God will break the yoke of that prison. Whatever that has limited or limiting your life and destiny, by auction of grace, you are breaking out of it. Whatever that has limited, listen, there are some of you that ought not to be in this country. Few years ago, a man came to pick his children to travel. And when they got to the embassy, you know, there are some, especially U.S. embassy, you must do, what is that thing they call it again, where they do blood tests? DNA. If you say, this boy, these girls are your children, biological children, they will do DNA to confirm that they are your children. And they did DNA. Out of 3, 1 said yes, 2 said no. They almost arrest the man. Did you hear what I said? That he was going to carry other children as if they were his own. So they enlist that name in their system. And for over 10 years, he couldn't carry the children. The other one had gone. But those 2 were not. That was how he came. And when we prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed, and we discovered that somebody did something against him, that he won't be able to carry the children. So we entered the supernatural and began to intervene. Ask God to intervene. Now, hear this testimony. It was from the embassy they sent message to him that they want to redo the DNA of the children. And when they did it, confirmed. I don't know who has tampered with what will favor your life. I don't know what they have done to change your favor to disfavor. As you hear the sound of my voice, I reverse it for you now. Whatever that ought to work that is not working for you, I reverse it that it begins to work for you now. Wherever they need to accept you, wherever, whatever that has turned you to a mistaken identity, by the mercy of God, I reverse it now. Verse 20, he said, verse 21, but the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper. They just brought him in. He had just done little things, just small things. As long as God is with you, there is nothing like newcomer in God's presence. So this one will just come. So now they just give. No, when God is involved, there is nothing like newcomer. He's a new prisoner, but God was with him. And God showed him mercy and gave him favor, that the keeper of the prison noticed him. Look at verse 22 now. That is where I zero in verse 22. Verse 22. Verse 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in prison. He became the head of human resources. Whatever that is committed to you is because you carry God's favor. Whatever responsibility given to you is because you carry God's favor. You can't afford to disappoint God. Say, I won't disappoint God. And whatsoever they did there, it was the doer of it. That is another message for another day. So, it is his responsibility to make sure that everybody behaves. So whoever that misbehaves is punished for it. You see that to be a leader is responsibility. As a leader, when those you are leading misbehave, you are the one to be punished. If you teach them where they will do right. Can God commit some things in your hand? Can God trust you? The favor and the blessing, the breakthrough you are asking for, can God trust you that when he gives it to you, you will be responsible? Can God trust you? God is not stingy in his blessing. He's just looking for people to bless. If you know you are ready to make you available, that God can trust you with whatever he will bring to your hand and to your life, rise on your feet. You know God can trust you. I didn't